Hey guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel. So today I will be doing a book unhaul. So I don't typically do a lot of these. I probably do one like once every year or so, but the only reason why I'm doing one now is because a couple of videos back I did a bookshelf reorganization, and while I didn't show this on camera, while I was reorganizing my bookshelves, I was picking books that I wanted to get rid of. So I have about 25 to 30 books to share with you guys. Now for me, anytime I'm getting rid of books, what I used to do before I moved was I used to resell them back to half price books. I miss half price books so much. It pains me that there is not a half price books anywhere near me. But that's typically what I would do. Since I've moved to Charlotte, I have made friends out here, and what I would typically do is ask them before I figure out what I'm going to do with the books. I would ask them if they want any of the books that I have. If they do, of course, I will then go ahead and give them away. I haven't really found any good used bookstores to like resell my books back to. The last time I did an unhaul, I actually was going back home, and so I just took my books back home and I resold them to half price books. But I'm not going to be going back home until later on this year. But somebody gave me the idea of giving my books to the little free libraries. I have never actually, one, seen one in person, and two, obviously, if I've never seen one, I have never been to one. And so I looked, and there are quite a few in my area. So I could potentially do a video where I go around and drop some of these off to the free little library. But first, I'm gonna ask one of my friends. But a lot of the books that I'm gonna talk about are books that I have attempted to read. A lot of these are DNFs, books that I just could not get through. I have a couple that I'm just honestly no longer interested in. And then I also have a few where I have duplicates. So I have two of the same book somewhere, and so one of these copies I just no longer need. But before I move on, my shirt is like cracking me up because you can only see their heads. But if you guys don't know, if you have not been here, I have been like obsessed with Heated Rivalry, and so I got a shirt that has Shane and Ilya, two of the main characters from the show. And if you can't tell, Ilya is licking Shane's face, but it just looks funny. I had to point that out in case nobody else realized that. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now don't be alarmed. The first one that I plan to get rid of is Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. The only reason why I have decided to get rid of this is because right before I started filming this, I actually got the duology set sent to me from the publisher. It was like a few months ago. They had it as one of their picks that you could request to receive. And so because I don't have the second book, I was like, oh, let me see if I can just get the duology set. I forgot about it until I got the box in the mail. And now I have book 1 and book 2. So I no longer need this one. This is one of the ones that I DNF'd. I believe I tried to read this one last year, but this is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. It's a YA dystopian with like, I think a little bit of romance. Just didn't care for this. This one deals with a virus, which is something that you guys know I love in my stories. I am just so intrigued by that. But it did not work for me in this one. I was actually, before I even read this one, I was on the fence about whether or not I was gonna like it. But since I had had it for so long, I wanted to go ahead and give it a try, and it didn't work. Another one that I sadly DNF'd is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. So the only reason why I ended up picking this one up, and I hesitated for so long about whether or not I wanted to get this, but this was released back last year, towards the end of the year in the wintertime, obviously because this is a holiday romance. Everybody was like raving about it, and so I was like, oh, let me just go ahead and give it a try. But I was correct. I did not like this. I did not care for the romance. I did not care about the characters. It sounded like it was going to be interesting because it was like the ghost from Christmas past was visiting this woman to talk about the things in her past, obviously, and I didn't care for it. Another one that I DNF'd, but a lot of other people seem to really enjoy this one. This is Listen to Your Sister by Nina Vielle. This was a YA horror mystery. Oh, it says speculative fiction. Sure. I, for whatever reason, just could not get into this one. This is another one where I was excited to get it, but then as I heard more reviews about it and more mixed reviews, I was not sure about if I was actually gonna mesh with this one, and sadly I did not. So we're definitely gonna get rid of this one. Another one that I am gonna get rid of, this is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is the first book in a romantasy series. I actually did finish this one, but if I remember correctly, I only gave this one 2 stars. It was, it's a romantasy that I don't feel like did anything different from the other romantasies or just in general fantasies that I've read. This is definitely compared to Hunger Games. There are trials. Nothing about it felt unique. I wasn't necessarily bored with this story, but because of the hype, I just expected so much more, and I just felt like this was very mid. It was okay. It didn't do anything out of the ordinary for me, but a lot of people have really enjoyed this trilogy, and I think there's like a little novella that goes along with it, but sadly, this one just did not work for me either. Next up, you guys know I have been struggling with Peter Swanson. I have tried to read several of his books, and matter of fact, we're just gonna talk about both of these books together because I have 2 books that I'm gonna be getting rid of for Peter Swanson. So I also have Kill Your Darlings. This one I was able to finish, and I got this when it was like super hyped and everybody was like raving about it. But maybe if I would have read it while it was so hyped, I would have enjoyed it more. But this one just did not do anything for me. It's a mystery. From what I remember, I think it's like this FBI agent is investigating these murders that was based off of some sort of list. Yep, that's all I remember. I don't know. I just thought this was very okay. I did finish it, but it just didn't blow me away like I thought it was going to. But then Kill Your Darlings, I actually didn't. This was really boring. This is also another, I think it's categorized as a thriller, but it didn't read like a thriller. And I was really interested in this one because of how the story was told. So basically we're getting the story backwards. So we're starting from like, I don't even remember. You're probably gonna hear me say that a lot. I don't remember. It's starting from like 2023 and working its way back to like 2018 or something like that. And it follows this married couple, and in the beginning, you learn that somebody dies. So you're getting the story told backwards. Sounds fantastic, but I was so bored. So bored. So yeah, I'm getting rid of both of these. But I am gonna try one more book from Peter Swanson before I just write him off completely. Another one that I'm getting rid of is A Murder for Misfortunes by Mel Pennant. This, I think, is supposed to be more on the cozy mystery side. This is another one I just could not get into. I didn't get very far. I don't even think I got 100 pages in, but there were a lot of characters. The timeline was kind of all over the place, and it just did not captivate me enough quickly for me to continue. So I did DNF this one. Now, this is one of the ones that I've just had on my shelf for a very long time. I have picked it up because I had heard a lot of buzz around this one. This is an older title. This is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. I don't even remember what this is about. I think somebody is on trial for murder and like that person is staying with the family. I might be wrong on that, but I just remember people talking about this and I was so excited to read it. But as time has gone on, I'm not as excited. And every year I'm like, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. And I have not read it yet. And I don't think I'm going to. So this is gonna be another one that I'm gonna get rid of. Now, this is one that I have completed. This is one that I am really sad that I'm gonna get rid of. This is Tender Beasts by Lizelle Stanberry. This is a young adult like mystery horror a little bit. And this is the second book that I have picked up from this author. The first one was Blood Like Magic. That one was a young adult fantasy, and I actually DNF'd that one, and I got rid of that one a couple years ago. That one didn't vibe for me. I was able to push myself through this one, but by God, it took a long time for me to get through it. But it basically is about this family, and the mother just died, and there's like a mystery surrounding the mother's death. There's like a lot of letters going back into the past. It started off well, but it didn't end well for me, and it was way too long, and parts of it was super slow. I don't know. This is another author. I have one more book by her that I'm going to give it a try. And then if that one doesn't work for me, then I'm not really sure that this author is probably going to be for me. Now, I might hurt some feelings with this one, but I am getting rid of Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This is a really popular, I don't know, fantasy romance. No, I think this one is more of like a romantasy, but I didn't like it. I did not. People were saying, oh, you have to push at least 200 pages before you get into it. I gave it about 250 before I decided to put it down, and this book is long. It is it's almost 600 pages. It's 600 pages. It's over 600 pages, and I think me lasting about 250 pages was me giving it a good shot. I just could not get through it. I think at a certain point, like the pacing just kind of slowed down. It just felt really repetitive. We were just having like a lot of conversations that I didn't really care about. There was like a lot of tension between the two like love interests at 250 pages. I think the most she did was like sit on his lap. I don't know. I was just I could not get through this one. And you know what? I'm not sad about it, because the second book that came out last year, a lot of people didn't like that. So it doesn't look like I'm really missing anything with this series. Now, the next one that we have is Hide by Kiersten White. This is actually adult, and I think it's like an adult thriller. It's about a deadly game of hide and seek. I picked this up before anybody started talking about it, so I was super excited. Then the reviews started coming out, and the reviews were not great. And so I put this off for quite a while. Then I saw that the audiobook was available, so I was like, you know what? Let me just listen to it on audio. It'll be something I can listen to while I'm at work. I could not even force myself to listen to it. I was so uninterested. For one, the characters are supposed to be adults. They definitely read young adult. And then like at the halfway point, we now know like what's going on in the story. And so now we're waiting for the characters to figure it out. And so I had to put it down. And this is my second book by Kiersten White. The first one I read was Mr. Magic. I really enjoyed that one. So I was hoping that while the reviews for this one wasn't really that great, I thought I was going to enjoy it. I did not. So we're going to get rid of this one. Next up, I've had this on my shelf for a while. We have Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. When this book came out, oh my gosh, it blew up everywhere. Everybody was talking about it. And so I tried to actually get it from Book of the Month. So when Book of the Month offered this, I didn't try to pick it right away because I was like, that doesn't really sound like something I would want to read. But because there was so much buzz, so many people were talking about it, it was on everybody's like favorite list at the end of the year. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get it. It was sold out. So then I think I ordered this one. But the more it has sat on my shelf, the more I'm like, I don't think I want to read this. I know it involves like two friends. I think a romance happens between them, and they're like building a video game. That within itself does not sound like anything I would want to read. I don't know why I picked this up. I really don't. None of that sounds good to me. I have asked people if they think I should just go ahead and give it a try. More people than not have said skip it, like I'm not missing anything. And so now I'm gonna listen to you guys and I'm gonna skip it. Now this one saddens me because this is a book that everybody has been loving. I thought that I was gonna love The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. I got like a little over 200 pages. I just did not gel with this one. So this is a fantasy with a murder mystery tied in as well. The first 40 pages, which I think was just the prologue alone, I was hooked. I just knew that this was going to be a 5-star read. But once we started getting into the story and then our focus kind of shifted from what the prologue was about, I was no longer interested in this. It kind of got slow. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. But like I said, a lot of people have really been enjoying this one for whatever reason. This one just did not gel with me. Now, this is one that I thought I was going to keep around for a while and I was going to try again later. And then I just decided I don't think I'm ever going to pick this up. So this is The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Cañas. I have read a really good book by this author, The Hacienda, which I gave 5 stars. I randomly think about that book. Now, that's a book that some people don't like, but I really liked it. And so I have been trying to, I guess, ride the high of that book, but the last 2 book releases, including this one from this author, I have not enjoyed. I think I got a little less than 100 pages in this one, but this is another like historical horror book involving the possession of Alba Diaz. At the point that I read this one, she was not possessed yet. I think the story was just slow moving for me. They talked about Mercury a lot and like selling Mercury. Like how many times they said the word Mercury is insane, but I didn't care, so I just put it down. Now the next couple, the next few books I'm going to talk about, these are books that at one point I was interested in and then now I'm no longer interested in. This one is Hot Wax by M.L. Rio. I have never read anything by this author, but they are best known for If We Were Villains, which is a story that I've heard a lot of people talk about, but it never seemed like a story that I thought I myself would enjoy. So I have no idea why I thought I was going to like this one. And then I have not heard anyone say a lot of positive things about this book. It starts in like the summer of 1989, and I think it kind of switches between the past and the present. That's all that I got for you. This just does not seem like anything that I'm probably going to enjoy. It looks like it's kind of long too. So yeah, we're going to get rid of this one. Another one that I'm going to get rid of, and the only reason why I'm getting rid of this one is because I read a book by this author the beginning of last year. It was one of my most anticipated reads. For the life of me, I cannot think of what the name of that book is, so I'm gonna leave a picture. I was severely disappointed by that one. I even DNF'd that one, and so when I was going through my shelves, I was like, oh, I forgot I had this. So this is What Kind of Mother by Clay McLeod Chapman, and because I severely disliked that other book, I know that I'm probably not gonna like this one either. I don't even remember what this is about. I think it was about a mom that is moving with their child to a different town. That's all I got for you. If you guys have read this one, let me know. I have not heard anybody say anything about this, so it's gonna go. Next up, we have Finding Jake by Brian Reardon. Now, I actually remember when I bought this, and this was when I was on the hunt for a used bookstore out here in Charlotte, and I went to one, and so I don't know, I just felt obligated to buy something, and in the moment this one seemed like something that I would want to potentially read at some point. I have never picked it up. I think it involves a boy, well, this mother and her son who was like involved in a school shooting. I have no idea why in that moment I was like, yeah, let's pick this up. I have never been in the mood for this one, and I don't think I will ever be intentionally in the mood to pick this up to read. So we're gonna get rid of it. Next, I did get this one from the publisher. This is Blood Ties by Joe Nesbo. I actually think it's a part of a series. I don't know what this is about either. It's about 2 brothers on the verge of losing everything they've worked so hard to achieve. I don't know. I don't remember requesting this. I don't even know why I would have requested this, but this is one of the ones I've already asked my dad if he wanted. So I think I'm going to give this one to him. It seems like this might be more of his alley. So we're going to see if he wants to read it. Now, the next book that I have here, I've actually already read this one. I'm one of the people that really enjoyed Fourth Wing, but this is the holiday edition. I have the other edition with like, the dragons on the side. I was given this, but when I was like going through my shelves, I was really asking myself, like, why do I have 2 copies of Fourth Wing? Like, I liked it, but not that much. Not enough to have 2 copies of it. So we are going to be giving this one away to someone. I'm sure someone would really want this one. So I just have to find that person. Next up that I'm going to be getting rid of is we have like the first 3 books in the Bridgerton series. I really don't know why I got these. So I think after like while season 3 was coming out with Penelope and Colin, their story, I went on like this Bridgerton kick. Even though I've watched all of the seasons, for some reason that one was like, you know what? I need to read the books. I did not need to read the books. I read the first one, and it took me forever to get through. Like, these are long. These are long with not much happening. After reading the first one, I don't want to read these. I'm just going to stick to watching the Netflix show. Another book that's just been sitting on my shelf that I no longer am interested in. This is Friend Request by Laura Marshall. I think this is a thriller. The back of it just says Maria Weston wants to be friends, but Maria Weston's dead, isn't she? Question mark. But it's just been sitting there collecting dust. I look at it every now and then and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna read it. And then I'm like, no, I'm not. So I'm not, and I'm gonna give it away. Oh, this next one I did try to read. I think I read like a couple of pages. It wasn't even enough for me to count it as like a DNF. Like when I picked it up, I was like, ooh, this don't seem like something I'm gonna like. So this is Dreadful by Caitlin Rosakis. It's pretty though, very pretty. From what I remember, it was like this wizard that wakes up and he like kidnapped somebody and didn't realize that he kidnapped them. Like the 10 pages that I read, I was like, ooh, this isn't, this isn't my thing. So we're gonna get rid of this. I only have a couple of more. So the next one that I have here is Ledge by Stacey McEwen. This is the first book in a trilogy. A fantasy trilogy. I don't know if it's like romantic-y, fantasy romance. I'm not sure. This is another book. It gives like winter vibes. I've had it for a couple of years, and every time winter comes around, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna read it. This is gonna be the year. This past winter, I even had it on my TBR cart. It did not get read. I don't think I am interested in this any longer. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. This one, I think somebody told me to buy it, and so I got it. This is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. This is middle grade, I think. Somebody told me that they liked it. They suggested I buy it. It does not take much for me to be peer pressured into something, obviously, when it comes to books. So I bought it, and it has just sat on my shelf for the longest. I don't think I'm actually ever gonna read it. I do think at one point I did check out the audiobook. I listened to a little bit of it and I was like, ooh, I definitely don't think I can listen to this on audio. Not that anything was like bad. I just think the narrator, yeah, that wasn't gonna work for me. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read this one. The next few are just these like little, I don't know what to call them, little books that I'm like, I don't need these anymore. The first one is A Christmas Carol. I did listen to this on audio. By God, I struggled. The audiobook was only like 4 hours. It took me days to finish it. I think I'm familiar with this story, but I had never actually read it. I didn't need to read it. I think I just needed to be familiar with it. I did not really care for that. Then I have Peter Pan. These are like cute little additions, but I'm not gonna read. I'm not gonna read these. I know the story of Peter Pan. I know people absolutely love this story. I don't think I'm gonna like it. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna like it. So we're gonna get rid of that. This one, I don't know why I bought this. This is Judy Blume's Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I think this is young adult. I read this years ago when I was a young adult, when I was younger, a lot younger. Judy Blume was my girl. I used to read all of her books. I saw this. This was definitely like a cover buy. I don't need this. I don't think I'm ever going to read this. It looked nice on my shelves. We don't need it anymore. So hopefully somebody else will enjoy this one. The last one that I have is Dr. Blood Money by Philip K. Dick. This does not look like something I would pick up. I have no idea why I bought this. I think because of the SF Masterworks. I do have a couple of other ones somewhere. I moved everything, so I don't even know where my books are. I really don't know where they are. Anyways, I had I Am Legend in this SF Masterworks, and I think the other one was The Island of Dr. Moreau, which I did read that one, and I did a whole video about that. Anyways, I don't know why I picked this one up. I don't even remember what this one is about. This is sci-fi, obviously, for SF. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I bought it. So we're going to get rid of it. So those are all of the books that I plan to get rid of. Again, I plan to either give them away to friends or drop them off to the free little libraries. Might be a video coming soon. We shall see. But out of all of the books that I did not read, if you guys have read them and you think I should keep them in attempt to read at some point, I'm listening. I'm all ears. If you guys want to drop your thoughts down in the comments, you guys can convince me, I will keep them. But other than that, that is all that I have for you guys. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.